Peace, love, and light, y'all. Welcome back to Mental Health Minute with your boy, Dark Skin Ja, Ask Ja, the therapist, everything you want to call me, the supreme being, however you want to recognize Mr. Day, in the Moorish language, the enlightened one. However you want to reference me, but I'm just happy and pleased and humbled that you guys took some time out to be with little old me. You dig? So with that being said, today's Mental Health Minute will be brought to you by Dr. Abraham Maslow. Dr. Abraham Maslow is an old school psychologist from the early 1900s, and he actually stated that in order for human beings to reach their level of self-actualization, in order for human beings to be the best version of themselves, they must first have a foundational needs. They have to have their foundational needs met. In other words, you have to have food and shelter and all those basic needs so in control and so in place that if they're not, that it makes it difficult to reach that highest level of human functioning, which Abraham Maslow calls self-actualization. He actually broke it down in a 5-rung pyramid, with self-actualization being at the top. And the other rungs of the pyramid talk about what one must kind of satisfy in order to reach the next level. So there's 5 levels, actually, Dr. Maslow taught us, in order to reach that level of being functioning as the best version of yourself. So the bottom level, the bottom rung of the pyramid, is the physiological needs, your basic needs that a lot of our homeless and undomiciled brothers and sisters suffer, and a lot of our brothers and sisters with low income have difficult time meeting these low level foundational need at the bottom rung of the pyramid, physiological needs. And those needs include breathing. Yeah, breathing. We'll get into that. That simple concept disrupted asthma, all sorts of lung issues in the COVID era. Breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. Those are the bottom basic necessities for human existence. And without those, if any of those are compromised, it's going to be difficult to focus, concentrate, have motivation to reach other levels, energy. And so we'll get into the next rung of the pyramid. The second rung up from the bottom is the safety and security needs. The safety and security needs address health, employment, dry mouth. Take a sip of some of that water. Health, employment, property, family, and social ability. In other words, that safety and security, the second from the bottom rung of the pyramid, if those needs such as health concerns aren't met, having a steady income coming in where it's predictable and you can pay your bills, and having that property, meaning some place where you can call your own and lay your head, family. There are a lot of our brothers and sisters walking around without any sense of family or actual family members that either are incarcerated, have crossed over into the other realm, aka passed away, family conflict. So there's so much that is going to impede us from reaching that third level, which is love and belonging. Love and belonging is a very important rung on the pyramid, that probably doesn't get as addressed as the others. Sometimes clients come to me and they talk about the sense of isolation that they may experience, either being a man, holy smokes, either being a man who has reached their 40s, deep into their marriage and fatherhood, where they lose their sense of self or have to rediscover themselves. A person who might have moved from one city to another, not knowing anyone. Their children may be greatly acclimated to the schools that they're in. Their wife may have took on a part-time job where, it's a very friendly environment. And the other part time of the day, she might have that time to socialize and go to the gym and meet people. And there are some people who, due to their demanding work schedule, do not have that balance of being able to have friendships, intimacy, belonging, a sense of connection. You know, back in the day, we all had our boys and it was no problem. We kind of had a routine. We're going to go out Friday night. But as we start having families, children, wives, it's very important to not lose your identity and your family. You can take on multiple identities and, you know, function as wearing multiple hats. But the loving belonging is a very important rung of the pyramid. And whenever I see children, maybe sitting by themselves at the lunch table, there's a sign that, or playing by themselves at recess, there might be a signal to go investigate this third rung of the pyramid and see if they have it intact, which is love and belonging, intimacy, sense of connection. So there's so many other examples that we can go through that the lack of that, maybe sometimes it's a symbol of social isolation, self-inflicted behavior that a depressed person or an anxious person may exhibit. All right. Next rung of the pyramid, self-esteem. How you feel about it's the esteem of yourself, called to the great, a pimp named Slickback, aka Cat Williams. Esteem of thyself, confidence, achievement, respect from others and of others, the need to be a unique individual. All of these characteristics help describe what sense of having a sense of self-esteem is. And having a sense of self-esteem is one of the essential ingredients of reaching the highest level and rung of all of us trying to get to. Not defined by money, not defined by our spouse or our partners, not defined by our material things. This level of self-actualization is an internal feeling that has you functioning clear-headed, clairvoyant, in a positive energy, in a positive frequency. Other people see a light coming from your pores. You just emanate the Bruce Leroy glow. So the self-esteem part is once again an essential ingredient right before we reach that next level of self-actualization. So with that being said, so far we got the physiological needs, the bottom rung, safety and security, love and belongingness, and self-esteem. So all of those are going to be needed in order to have a foundation of greatness and achieving all the things that one wants to achieve and sets out to achieve in life. And a lot of when we don't have those needs met and every rung of the pyramid, that's when we leave ourselves susceptible and leave the portals open. Negative energy, frequency, family curses, depression, anxiety, crying spells, living in the past, where living in the past is uncontrollable because you can't change anything that already happened, but it just certainly leads to regret, despair, and depression. Or living too far in the future where it's also uncontrollable and one cannot control the outcome of something that has not happened yet. And that leads to panic and a sense of anxiety when we live too far. So all of these things help us stay right in the middle, right in the present, right in the moment. And when you stay in the moment, you'll be able to focus better, concentrate better, be aware of your surroundings, take in all the positive light and energy we have around us, filter out all the negative energy that we have within us. So that top rung, self-actualization, morality, Maslow talks about, creativity, spontaneity, acceptance, experience, purpose, meaning, inner potential. That is the top rung of that pyramid. And without those bottom rungs, safety and security, physiological needs, belongingness, a sense of connection and self-esteem, without those ingredients, we cannot reach that high level where we're functioning at a top level of mental focus, clarity, achievement, parenting, being a good spouse, being a good friend, being a good community member, taking on endeavors that you always said you were going to do, but there's a block somehow stopping us from going and even embarking on that journey. So before we can even embark on that journey of, top level, top rung of the pyramid, self-actualization, finally, I just want to say, before we reach that level, those bottom levels must be addressed. And sometimes we ignore taking care of those things just to skip our way to that top level, but we're fronting. Because when we go home and close the door, if those physiological needs aren't met, what are we doing? However, I'm not telling you not to fake it till you make it, but just make sure you're seeking out some sort of spirituality from someone, some sort of mental health from someone. All right? A professional who's been doing it. You know, it's good to lean on your boys, but he got his own problems. Lean on your girl, but she got her own stuff. So with that being said, do not hesitate, my people, to reach out and go get what's rightfully yours so you can function with mental clarity. All of these tools and resources are available at our disposal. Take advantage. I appreciate y'all for coming out tonight. Peace, love, and light. You know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. One love, one heart, one mic, one king.